Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to a different sort of video. I am going to be setting up my journal with you for a few days, so I've just shown you all of the little bits and pieces I'm using. I am using two journaling kits, one from Plannerface stickers, and I have that in the new and the old format. I bought it just before she reformatted and she felt bad and sent me both formats, bless her, which was really generous. So I'm using that, plus I am using a Plannerface mystery journaling kit as well, and I'm just gonna take you through my little process of setting up journaling pages. To be honest, these ones ended up a little bit busier and a little bit more full than I necessarily like, but it's what happened and it's fine, it'll do. I don't really fuss about it too much. So the first thing I like to do is I go in and put the functional bits in of a journaling kit. So I just decide how many pages I am going to use it for. So because this is a mystery Plannerface format, we are going to be using 4 double spreads. Essentially, I use about a page of stickers per spread. So if it's a 4-page kit like the journaling mystery kits, I use it over 4 double spreads, which is 8 days of journaling for me. If it's a 2-page normal Plannerface kit, I use it over 2 spreads, which is 4 days of journaling, etc, etc. So I use 3 days for the Plannerface sticker one because it's a 3-page kit, and 4 for the Plannerface ones. So I'm doing it over 4 double spreads. So yeah, so I'm setting up 7 double spreads in this video. Normally I just set up 2 journaling kits worth at a time. Doesn't really make a difference how big those journaling kits are. I just tend to do 2 kits at a time. I don't know why, that is just the way I do things and I like it. And I do things differently. I sometimes tear up pieces of these stickers, sometimes I just use them as are, sometimes I put the straight edges along corners, sometimes I put them against other stickers, sometimes I just put them against one edge so that I can put washi across it as well, which you'll see in a few minutes. With the mystery journaling kits, there's quite a few of these sceney little boxy things, and I try to use sort of one of those a day or every double page, depending exactly what it is and how it is. And I don't really think about it too much. I just kind of do whatever I feel like at the time, and that is the base of my journaling space. I don't really think about what's going to happen that day or anything like that. I just put the stickers down because I don't know what I'm going to need to write. The next thing that I do, that I'm going to start in a moment, is put die cuts down. So I basically washi first before die cuts, ignore me. I basically go through my little washi sample booklet and choose a couple of washis or a washi that matches each kit, and I tend to just stick to that 1 or 2 just to bring it through the entire time I've used it. So I think I use 2 in the blue section and just 1 in the pinky section, but I don't actually remember. So I use that one with floral with bows, and then the blue just floral. I do try to match the colours as well as I can. I tend not to cut off the edges as I rip it. As you can see, I'm using sort of the torn edge and then doing torn washi at the other side. I don't think too much about this, I just do it. Sometimes I rip the washi in half and top and tail it to make it a proper wash, torn washi bit, but I don't think I actually do that in this bit. I think I was oh, there's so many pages to do, I'm just gonna use washi. So now we've moved on to the other pages and I'm just going to use this bow washi. I don't worry too much about the washi, I don't worry too much about this whole process, I just do it and I do what feels right at the time. I don't stress about it. It is just somewhere for me to get my emotions out on paper at the end of the day, and try and process my emotions a bit better. So it doesn't really matter exactly how it looks, it's just a process of making it pretty so that I go to it and that I go back to it and actually use my journaling, because if it isn't pretty I'm not going to touch it, and I know that about myself, so it's just how I do things. Once I'm happy with all of the washi, which is not quite yet, I will go through and cut off any edges that need cutting off, etc, etc. So this one I actually had to cut off partway through because I needed to cut it off to turn the page, but I generally just do all the cutting at once at the end with scissors, because that's what I find easiest and best and works, well for me. This page was actually... Sorry, I'm gonna yawn at you. I'm really tired at the moment. I'm just sleeping so much, but so tired. I'm sleeping better than I've slept in ages, but I'm just yawning my head off. This was, the Plannerface kit was actually from the Advent, so it had some extra double boxes, tall boxes and stuff, so that was quite nice to use something a bit different. So here I am cutting the edges of the washi off, just to straighten it up and line it up with the edges. Once I've done that, we will move on to die cuts, and essentially I just open up my die cut sticker album and look for ones that are similar enough colours. I try and do like one bigger one and one little one on a page, but I don't stress too much about it. I just kind of do what I feel like at the time. I don't think about it that hard, I just do it, and I just pull out stickers that feel right at the time. It's not that complicated a process. It's just whatever I feel like and feels best. I don't even know how to describe it other than I flick through and be like, yes, cool, this sticker makes sense. It does mean that sometimes like a sticker will have no relevance to the day it's on, because it's just what I felt like at the time rather than being relevant to that day, and that's fine. That is just how I know this works. The die cuts are there because I like them, and they're a way to make things pretty, and yeah, not because they're relevant necessarily to the day. I use some die cuts in this way, and I use some on like water bottles and things to decorate them. I have a lovely work water bottle that is just filled with die cuts. I absolutely love it. I think it's a super cute way of doing things. And then I go back to the kit and put in the deco from the kit and my little things to put the day of the week on and the month. So I'm starting off with like the deco and the florals from the Plannerface kit first. The florals is a general rule I don't use as a whole floral. I cut them in half randomly and use half of them. So you can see me here cutting them up, and then I will just pop them along any straight edge just to make it pretty, sometimes against the side of the page, sometimes against a sticker. It just depends what is working. And again, I try and put one floral on each page, and then I use the loose florals to do a similar thing, but just fill in any gaps that I recognise. And again, I just try and put a little bit on each page. It's really like, this process is, I've got it down to an art, but it's not that thought through. It is just, the way I do it is not because that is like a great way of doing it or necessarily anything. It's just that is how I have found the smoothest way of doing it, and like doing one thing at a time. Here I am putting in one of the paint swatches and a half a doily to put the day of the week and the date on. I do just like to do that. I don't know why, it's just what I fancy doing. So I do it, and I put it somewhere different every time. And then I will put the days of the week stickers in the back of this journal to use as and when I need to. I'm going to do the same with the blue, but I forgot to put my paint swatches in because the kit didn't involve them, so I just used the loose ones you saw at the beginning. But yeah, and that is really it for how I set up my journal. Let me know in the comments down below whether you have a journal and how you set it up. Here's how we ended up looking. I'm really happy with how it came together. Comment like down below if you enjoyed this video, all that kind of jazz. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!